Hey guys, this is Anchor 7DD of 7 Days Departed, and today I have an awesome video for you. It's talking about all the emblem information that you need to know with 5 important tips for emblems. I would really appreciate it if you guys go ahead and subscribe to this channel. It means a lot to me when you guys go ahead and support the content, but it looks like about 70% of my viewership comes from people that are not subscribed to the channel, so do me a huge favor, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I have tons of new videos that are coming out. Addressing all new hero updates coming up in 2020 and a massive update on my Anchor COVE. So if you could do me a huge favor, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So I will get back into the video, but first I have to do a shout out to the sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid has taken over the mobile world with 10 million mentions in a few months, paired with 15 million downloads in the last 6 months. This game has over 400 different champions for you to collect and customize. Gather up your orcs, undead, knights, elves, and more as you explore 13 spectacular locations with a fully voiced story campaign mode and this really cool roadmap that they published with major expansions planned in the next 6 months, and it's free to play. They got these weekly tournaments going on right now. Your boy is sitting in 7th place. They just set it up so they got this multi-battle auto mode, which allows you to attack and get in there while you can do other things, spend less time grinding and more time developing your team. So right now I've got 0, but I'll show you the screenshot right here that you can use these multi-battle passes. If you want to check out this game, make sure you go ahead and click on the video description, click on the special links, and you get 100,000 silver, 2 clan boss keys, 10 mystery shards, and an awesome free champion. His name is the Executioner. I've heard that this guy is really good for new players, and all of this is only available for the next 30 days. So to get this, you click up here at the top right hand. This is your inbox, and all of your rewards will be in there. So thanks again, Raid Shadow Legends. Let me get back to the video for you guys. So the first tip that we have is emblems are the most important thing to be collecting in the game right now. There was lots of times when heroes were super important, ascension items were super important, but the game has now shifted to where the emblems are now the most important commodity in this game. So it is extremely important that you guys are working towards and focusing on collecting your emblems and also not wasting your emblems. And what I mean by wasting your emblems is putting all your emblems on 3 and 4 star heroes. That is very expensive for you because you're applying all these resources, then you have to go ahead and lose your emblems by taking them off and applying them to better 4 and 5 stars. I don't even really recommend just about any 4 stars, and if you have some heroes that could be emblemed up, I promise you're going to get a ton of usage out of them without being emblemed, and you're saving the most important resource in the game. So I see this mistake going on where people are just embleming up 3 stars because they got it, but then what ends up happening is you get a new hero, you level that up, and then you throw some new emblems on that, and you're resetting, when you really need to be saving your emblems, especially if you want to be playing at a high level for your 5 stars, and most importantly for heroes that you're going to actually be using. So it's totally okay to save your emblems. Probably the only class that doesn't have really decent emblems on the TC20 heroes would be the Sorceress. So I do see some people that are throwing those on Sabina, which might be okay. But other than Sorceress and maybe leveling up Jackal, I don't really recommend putting them on 3 and 4 star heroes unless you're using them for the events and going for like first place or top 10 in the events. Then I could see where a case might be made to be embleming up specific heroes for that. But they are really important for having a strong defensive hero. The next tip that I have for you guys is picking the correct path for each hero. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you some of my hero emblems. Now, just so you guys know, when I started back up in this game, I had very minimal emblems. I started about 4 or 5 months into emblems being implemented, so I missed out on a lot of the emblems initially, and they were giving away a lot more liberally. So I'm a little bit behind, but I want to talk about specifically the different trees and the different ways to go. So for people that are wondering, which path do I go on the hero? So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what does this hero do, and how is it being applied? So for instance, says chat, she's on my defense, she's on my offense, she's pretty amazing. So with her talent system that I go through the standard protocol, which I prioritize attack, defense, then health. So the first tree that you can see here, the first one is defense and health to the right. You see that's defense and health. But I'm always prioritizing, just about always, attack first, defense next, and then health. So same thing here. I came down this tree. I have health and defense to the left over here, but I went for attack over here to the right. And health was kind of an added addition. So coming through on her emblem here, so they've got the mana bonus by 2% or the defense by 3%. So this is going to be important when you're considering your troops. I'm leveling up all my troops to 30 for mana. So I'm going to focus more on the defense on this, and this also does switch me down into attack. That's her regular one. At this node, I've got attack versus defense. I'm going to go attack here. Here, I've got attack and health, or health and defense. I'm going to swing through and go through attack. Come down here. This is a pretty simple path here because I'm following defense plus attack. Coming all the way down. And now you've got health points by 40 points over here, or increase how much hero heals by healing items and special skills. You're definitely going to want to go through the health bonus there on that. So that kind of brings you through on that. The only exception to this may be a hero that I'm tanking with. So for instance, there is kind of some consideration to be had with Richard, possibly as a tank, but I don't think I'm going to really be tanking with him. I'm mostly running yellow tanks at the moment in 7 Days Departed, so I'm probably just going to be focusing on that. Now, whereas you have like Guinevere might be better to prioritize your tree path by going defense, attack, health bonus, but I'm more on the offensive, not only offensively, but also when you're attacking defensively to kill them first. So that kind of helps you out with that skill set. And I do actually have a really cool resource that's going to be coming out through COVE that actually shows the skill tree set of every single hero. So that's currently being made right now, and an added feature that we added to them. So the next tip that I have is prioritizing your heroes to give emblems to. So I do see people are kind of putting emblems on all sorts of different types of heroes. They're going all over the place. They don't really have a rhyme or a reason. So your first focus on emblems should be on heroes that go towards your defense. So as you can see, this is my defensive team that I have here, which is kind of weird that I have like Elkanen. Elkanen is in my defense versus Kingston right now currently, because Kingston, I've got an issue with my blue heroes and flanking with them. So I have to have a blue hero in the wings currently right now within Departed. So even right now, even with me being really smart with my emblems, there's times where I have to reset the emblems because of different strategies that we're running in war. So this is pretty high level type things that I'm talking about. It may be different for your alliance, but that's why I'm very particular with who I'm giving emblems to, what's going on with that, because I have to look at the future and I have to do what's best for alliance wars. Currently, that's the most important thing going on at Departed right now. So right now I've got emblems on my Elkanen because that's the best cleric that I have, running at fast speed. My whole defense is running at fast speed. So that's kind of the priority, is going to be fast defensive heroes. And it may be kind of some awkward heroes. Like I never thought that I'd ever have Elkanen in my defense, but Elkanen with emblems is actually pretty decent. So it's not bad there. So the next prioritization would be like your Titan heroes. So if I wasn't running my Drake Fong as my tank, he's super important right now, I would probably be prioritizing Tarlak as giving him the emblems in my monk category. Another thing for next prioritization are heroes that you're using constantly. So in my case here, I've got Hel that is getting my wizard class emblems right now. While she's probably not going to be on my defense, she's super important for offensive raids. She's really good on Titans. She's an all-around really good hero. So that's another hero that's good to be applying your emblems to. So if you guys really need to consider this, and if you're running the same color tanks, that you want to make sure that you talk to the leader of your alliance to help build you a team. because emblems have really opened up some kind of mediocre heroes to be allowing to be really usable, and it is kind of hard to navigate that. So if you have your leader in your alliance that can kind of help direct you, and you guys are kind of all on the same page, that will be really, really helpful for you. The next tip that I have is the best way to obtain all the emblems. It's good to go ahead and say, hey, this is really good, these are really important. So the most beneficial thing that you can have for emblems is you got to start skipping your chests. The reason why you skip your chests is this allows you to get elemental chests quicker, and once you get elemental chests quicker, then you have a higher chance of getting more emblems. So you're getting the most emblems out of elemental chests. So right now, currently, I'm working on skipping chests. There's people that are skipping way faster than me. I'm not crazy in that mode, but I highly recommend that you do get into that. So skipping your chests are going to be super important to go ahead and give you more chances to get elemental chests, which gives you your highest return on emblems. The next thing is going to be your rare titans. And the higher level rare titans that you're fighting, I don't think they've made a correlation between how much emblems you're getting depending on the titan set. But it is important to also be obviously attacking your titans, filling up your titan chests, and then also winning wars is also going to be really important. So the longer that you're staying with alliances and winning wars and collecting consecutive war chests, you're going to have a higher chance of getting emblems. So it might be a good time to be switching to an alliance that might be winning more wars, because that'll also help out getting your emblems up too. Also, your cheap deals, so they do have, if you go into the shop, there isn't one right now, but sometimes if you check the featured, they have the emblems for 175 gems. I highly recommend picking those up. It's definitely worth it for the gems. Another big thing too on getting these is getting in top 1% on the weekly raid tournaments. I have a video coming out that discusses the raid tournaments and how to get in 1%. And the really cool thing about it is I have no heroes that are 4 stars that have emblems, and I'm consistently getting, or 4 stars or 3 stars, and I'm consistently getting in top 1% based on the amount of heroes that I'm leveling up. So I'm more focused on leveling up different heroes rather than wasting all my emblems on specific heroes. So I have that video that will be coming up. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because that's going to be really important on how to actually get in top 1% of the weekly raids. So what I've also gone ahead and done is I've actually graded the emblems for you guys. So if you guys are considering, you know, what hero should I be using? Should I be using this? Should I be using that? So I went ahead, I discussed it over with some people. I decided to go ahead and grade the actual talents that come with the heroes themselves. So first off, I have Druid is actually getting a C. So the reason why it's getting a C, 9% chance to summon a Thorn minion, receiving any damage as effect is applied at the end of the turn. We've been seeing these little Thorn minions are at about 200 HP. It's also a very low chance that they're getting summoned. So this is why it's getting a C rank. It doesn't really do too much. The next one on the list is going to be Barbarian, which the Barbarian skill set, where are you at? Give me a second. So Barbarian skill set is the 18% chance to apply bleeding from any normal attack. The effect deals 60% of the damage done by the normal attack over 5 turns as effect stacks. So the talent does go up a little bit here as far as the skill set. Like, I'm not that far into him. The problem is that the bleeding damage is over 5 turns, and it's 60% of the attack, and it's sure it may stack, but the likelihood that it's going to stack on the same hero on the off chance that it's applying, it's very, very rare that it could hit, and the effects of itself is actually not that great. So next up I have the B ranking skill sets. We've got Monk that fits in there. So B, this was actually really close to getting into an A, but I really like this skill set. So 18% chance to resist status ailments. So I do see that Drake Fong does come in pretty useful. Defensive down, goes to try and hit, and misses. I do see this come and hit on Kuchen really quick. So this actually is a really, really cool skill set here. It works out pretty well. Wizard is up next. This is also a B here. 15% damage, 15% chance to deal 15% extra damage to each active buff the enemies have. The extra damage applies to both normal attacks and special skills. So we do see that buffs are applied. The extra skill set on the wizard does come in pretty helpful. The next one would be Cleric. Cleric is also in a B set. 21% chance to resist any negative mana effects or special effects that prevent the use of special skills. This does come in pretty handy against anything with like Hell, or you've got like Guinevere. So pretty decent attack in there. So the next one up would be Sorceress, which actually I'm currently holding back on my Sorceress. So 3% chance to drop the mana generation of the enemy by 50% for 2 turns after dealing damage. The effect is applied at the end of turn. So this one I have seen come in and hit me pretty hard with, say somebody's got Ursenia with her Sorceress emblems up. The amount of mana getting taken away, it does come into play. So really good skill set there too. And then last up in the skill sets here for B ranking is going to be our Rangers, which are getting 15% chance to bypass defensive buffs when attacking. This includes counterattacks. So Seshad has been going in. If anybody got defensive up, which is pretty common, comes in, bypasses that, works out pretty well. Last up in almost last up, we've got our Paladin, which is getting an A rank. So I do see that this is going to be pretty important as things go on and progress with the game. The 15% chance of 25% defense for 2 turns receiving any damage. The effect is applied at the end of turn, so this does include tile damage. I do see it going up. I'm here only at, this has only been done 3 times, and this goes up to, I think, 30% chance. So, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... so 5. So this goes up to 25%. It's gonna be pretty useful here, or 30%. Sorry, it is gonna be up to 30%. So that is gonna be pretty useful. Lots of defense, could be on any damage whatsoever, any tiles hitting, going up. It's gonna be really useful. So I had a real big debate between the next two. We've got between Fighter and Rogue, between A and A+. So I went ahead. I gave Fighter the A. So 18% chance to revive with 1 HP after a fatal attack. The revive is applied at the end of the turn. So the only reason why I gave the Fighter versus Rogue between A and A+ is that Fighter goes ahead. It has the chance is only on death, whereas Rogue is continuously. What I will say though is that the revive is going to be super important on like Delilah as things progress later on in the game. I do see that Delilah is going to be kind of a hassle, even tanking with her, that she could revive and easily heal everybody. I do see some people using Bolt Tusk right now currently in that skill set, so that will be quite useful too. But really cool skill set for the talent. And last up, we've got Rogue, which currently right now I'm holding on to my Rogue emblems because I'm considering switching everything over. But this talent is insane. The 8% chance to dodge direct damage from offensive special skills. You see on offense attacking into defense, this happens all the time, that they're dodging out of the way and the damage doesn't go through and you pretty much have just wasted that. So the Rogue gets the A+. I think that it applies at a lot of different places, both on offense, Titans, and on defense. So I would say that the talent of Rogue is the best graded hero special that you can have. So what I have for you guys, last and foremost, as a little extra bonus, my buddy Elfamer, he went ahead and he made this really cool picture that actually shows all of the heroes. So make sure right now you go ahead and you screenshot the next screen, so this will help track. He also has put in the costumes and some of the new heroes that are coming up, so this will be relevant information. Some of the stuff was in beta. He's been constantly switching it out. If you're interested in that, you can join Anchor Cove, where we're getting the most updated things on that. So I'll show you that. Oh, give me a second. Oh, 1 second, I'll fix this for you. And there you go. So go ahead and screenshot that. That shows you everything that you can get, and it's got all the different emblems. So this is a quick reference guide that you can use to make sure that you're applying everything that you want. And like I said, if you're kind of confused at what the pictures are, those are probably costumes or new heroes that are coming out. So just something to consider. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Thank you guys so much. Again, if you could do me a huge favor, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Have a good one.